Now, another thing that they're doing is they want to deconcentrate economic power. So this basically addresses the political side of things.
Just to add on to like sort of the political side of things, they do a lot of like the education and instruction, like they were like international, that view that to filter and to expand and stuff. So would that be in that category?
Sure.
But it wasn't they just, that was separate orders.
No, in the Constitution, in the education, they are definitely targeting the martial education that students had previously been subject to. And so, under the old system, students are learning that the emperor is God. Right? They are learning the old Meiji Constitution, the Meiji Rescript on education, their need to be loyal and deferential to political authority in the name of the emperor. So yes, what they're doing right after the war is students, at the direction of their teachers, sometimes the same teacher that they'd had, only a few months before, is now totally changing what's being taught. And they are taking ink and they are blacking out sections of the textbooks which don't fit the new agenda promoting democratic reforms. So anything that's venerating military exploits is being excised out of the text. I mean, before, that was a major message of education. They want to inculcate martial values, loyalty to the emperor, all the things the Americans don't want in this new era of democratic reform. So absolutely, I think that the educational reforms would belong in the democratization aspect. And if you ever get a chance to see No Regrets in Our Youth, it's a Kurosawa film that was filmed just after the war ended. And in this film, it depicts sort of what went wrong. There is one young, lovely lady, and she has two suitors. One guy is a leftist who is critical of Japan's war effort in China. And you can imagine he did not meet a happy ending. And the other guy is an ambitious young man who becomes a prosecutor and works for the evil forces of repression during wartime Japan. So they're sort of the good and evil. And she marries the leftist guy, and then he gets imprisoned, and well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's not a happy ending for him. And so she, at the end of the film, is vindicated because she had been democratic all along, critical of the government's invasion of Asia, critical of the justification that Japan was liberating Asia from the yoke of Western imperialism. And so, in the end of the day, she's shown sort of riding off on a truck into the horizon, congratulated by all the other villagers, because she had been on the right side. So Kurosawa's Wagaseishu no Kuinashi, No Regrets in Our Youth, is a great sort of period piece, because in a way, a lot of it you can read as a script that the SCAP censors were vetting to ensure it was promoting the right idea. So you're supposed to have your hands shoot up. SCAP censors? Wait a minute, don't we have a free, uncensored press? Oh, wait a minute, something's funny here. What about that free, uncensored press? But the Americans are censoring things. So there's a little inconsistency. It's sort of like when your parents say, don't do as I do, do as I say. So the Americans, were censoring the press. There were certain taboo topics. What, for example, might be a taboo topic? Now Americans are happy to talk about Nanjing Japanese war crimes. That's all the more of that is good.
As far as like in the textbooks though, it doesn't really, they did a lot of like lightly, they didn't go into like the actual topics. What's the word I'm trying to, the actual depth of how bad it was.
Right. So the textbooks, which were under the control the Ministry of Education have long been criticized for, in a way, minimizing or denying a lot of the ugly truths from that period. But what I'm talking more is press censorship, movie censorship, cultural censorship, things that, in a sense, went against the American agenda of democratizing, demilitarizing Japan would be censored. So you were going to say?
Oh, I was just going to, I think you said they would be censored if they were critical of SCAP or something like that.
Exactly, that SCAP could do no wrong, right? So things that were critical of the American occupation would not get in the newspapers.
Like in that reading when they were saying like everyone like thinks MacArthur is just this wonderful hero, just this wonderful person, but they don't go into the fact that he wasn't as golden as a lot of people think he was. That he had a lot of confrontation with Washington, a lot of disagreement, and this is where the highway that we don't know that because we don't learn that he was that way.
And also the Japanese people obviously knew nothing of these behind-the-scenes frictions between Tokyo and Washington, MacArthur and Truman, in the end got him fired. But I think at the time, there was a lot of adulation. You see, the Japanese population in general had suffered enormously during the war, right? A couple million Japanese had died, civilians had died during the war. Everybody had lived through very tough times, rationing, shortages of everything. And they looked around them in the 60-odd cities that have been firebombed by the Americans. Huge swaths of these cities had been destroyed. So people were angry, and a lot of them were angry against the Japanese government that had led them into war. They were angry at the militarists. So actually, initially, there was a lot of support for the Tokyo Tribunal among the Japanese people. The Tokyo Tribunal was an opportunity for the press to inform the public in Japan what had happened during the war that they had never heard or learned about. Because during the war, everything was being censored.